Hello everybody, welcome back to Animation Station Workshop, Lesson 2. So last we left off we were talking about character sketches. That was the assignment. Create some characters. So if I haven't showed you this already, this is my early sketch of Murphy. And here's his logo. I know you guys did some shoe designs and stuff like that, so I'm sure you had plenty of experience working with logos. Yeah, it's a fun detail to add, especially for a superhero. This logo he has a light bulb with a big M. He's a bit slow in the uptake. Superdog here has all the answers, and I think it's a he. He never gets hurt. Murphy always gets hurt, but because he's a superhero, he recovers fully, of course. So yeah, pretty basic design here, you know. But it's important to get it down on paper before you create your character in the 3D realm. Now, you know, we're working on a flat surface, so it's ultimately two-dimensional, but there's what we call relief. You know, it's got that third dimension coming out, as opposed to full sets where you've got your characters and your sets on a third-dimensional plane, the floor, the ground. And in this case, you can do stuff on this stage, but it's not designed for 3D. This is designed for just everything doing here on this plane here. So that's when I say 2D, that's what I mean, two-dimensionals, length and width. So once your characters are complete, your character sketches are complete, you can add some scenery, put it in a context if you haven't done so already, and perhaps add words and arrows to describe what's going on in this setting, in this scene. With that, so what kind of things can you add? You can add things like props. You can add things like scenery. Props, examples, a wand, a ball, an apple, a phone, a taco, a shovel. Scenery. Scenery is the location. Where is this? Are there flowers? Are there buildings? Is it an ocean? Is there snow? Are there mountains? Is it a racetrack? Is there a classroom? Is it in a computer simulation? Is it in space? It could be anything you imagine. Is it underwater? So what does that look like? So let's put that character, or these characters, if you have, assuming you have two. Ideally you have two so you can have some conflict. Otherwise, you can have a story where you have one character and the conflict is, let's say, nature. You know, I'm sure you've all learned these basic storytelling techniques when you have conflict: man versus nature, man versus man. These basic, what is it that embodies this conflict? So ideally you have two characters. If you don't, but you still have a good conflict going, that's fine. I really don't want to pigeonhole anyone into anything so specific that you can't do what you want to do. There's always some wiggle room. Show you a couple more sketches. This one is really rough, but this is Superdog. Can you see that? Yeah, and this was the design for how to create the actual character. We'll get into that, but you see the eyes here are separate in the mouth. we'll get into that some more, and how to realize your character, bring it into full form and functionality so that you can animate it and really have fun with it, and hopefully cherish it. Like these guys, I really like. I intend to tell a lot more stories with these guys. I have a fun one coming up where they're sitting at a cafe and a baby falls from a banister, and they save the baby. But a piano falls, and the Super Dog ends up playing the piano at the end. And Super Dog doesn't really do anything, and Murphy gets beat to hell trying to save this baby from falling. And so, anyway, here's a couple more characters. Here's an alien, not quite like the one that I drew, but or that I finished. I'll show you the alien another time. Very popular character. Here's one that I haven't created. This is a Man in Black character. He's got the spy goggles and the classic hat, the fedora. And he's got the pistol and the umbrella and the spiked shoes that have right out of a James Bond movie. Watched one the other night, had the exact same thing. From Russia with Love, it was called. Not the best Bond movie.